Alright class, today we're going to take a trip through our solar system and learn the order of the planets in relation to the sun. The solar system is like a big family of planets, moons, and other objects, and at the center of this family is the sun. The sun is a huge hot ball of gas that gives off light and heat, and it's what keeps all the planets in their orbits. Let's start with the planet closest to the sun, which is Mercury. Mercury is a small planet and also the fastest one because it takes the shortest time to orbit around the sun. Even though it's closest to the sun, it doesn't have an atmosphere to keep in the heat, so it gets really cold at night. Next is Venus, the second planet from the sun. Venus is about the same size as Earth, but it's much hotter. It has thick clouds that trap heat, making it the hottest planet in the solar system. If you look up at the sky in the evening or morning, you might see Venus shining brightly. It's often called the evening star or the morning star. After Venus, we have our home, Earth. Earth is the third planet from the sun, and it's the only planet we know of that has life. Earth has the perfect balance of water, atmosphere, and temperature to support living things like plants, animals, and humans. Now, moving farther away from the sun, we come to Mars, the fourth planet. Mars is known as the red planet because of its reddish color, which comes from iron in its soil. It's much colder than Earth, but scientists are really interested in Mars because it might have had water long ago. Some people even dream of sending humans to live on Mars one day. Next is the asteroid belt, a region filled with rocks and debris, and beyond that is Jupiter, the fifth planet from the sun. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system, and it's a gas giant, which means it doesn't have a solid surface. It has a big storm called the Great Red Spot, which has been raging for hundreds of years. Jupiter also has more than 75 moons. After Jupiter is Saturn, the sixth planet. Saturn is famous for its beautiful rings, which are made of ice and rock. Like Jupiter, Saturn is also a gas giant and doesn't have a solid surface. Its rings are one of the most recognizable features in our solar system. Next up is Uranus, the seventh planet from the sun. Uranus is a gas giant like Jupiter and Saturn. But what's interesting about Uranus is that it rotates on its side. This means that it rolls around the sun like a ball instead of spinning upright like the other planets. Finally, we have Neptune, the eighth and farthest planet from the sun. Neptune is another gas giant, and it's a very windy planet. Its winds are the fastest in the solar system, blowing at over 1,200 miles per hour. So to recap, the order of the planets from the sun is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. These planets follow patterns as they orbit the sun in cycles, and each planet is unique in its own way. Now here's something to think about. If the planets didn't follow their regular orbits around the sun, what do you think would happen to the solar system? How would that affect the planets and even life on Earth?